Go ahead, sir.
Okay, I call to order the December 29th, 2020 meeting of the Springfield Board of License Commissioners at 5:32 p.m. on Zoom. We have Commissioner Cade, Commissioner Siciliano, and Commissioner Signator currently present, so we have a quorum and we can continue. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the minutes of the hearing of December 9th?
Yes.
Does anybody have any changes?
No.
I don't see anything, no.
Okay. I make a motion then to accept the minutes of the hearing of December 9th, 2020. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes,
Commissioner Siciliano,
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes. Okay, we got the minutes done. The next item on the agenda, we have a continued hearing for a petition for a change of manager for Applebee's 1349 Boston Road. Proposed manager of record is Paul Michael Dennis Taft, has been released from his basement and is at the meeting. And Mako, are you aware of any input on the Mr. Taft as the manager of record since the previous hearing?
No, sir.
No, good. I then make a motion to approve the change of manager for Applebee's 1349 Boston Road to Paul Michael Dennis Taft. Do I have a second?
second,
Okay, Commissioner, back to my commissioners. Commissioner Cade,
yes,
Commissioner Siciliano,
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes.
Peter,
Oh,
this is Rose. I joined a few minutes ago.
okay. I recognize Rosa Espinosa has joined the meeting. Rosa, we are voting on the change of manager of Paul Taft for Applebee's on 1349 Boston Road. And we have no input from the public, no, and this is the last meeting. So I have made a motion to approve the change of manager. Do you concur?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a quorum and everybody has agreed and the vote is unanimous to approve. Thank you, Mr. Taft. And we will notify you when the license is ready with your name on it.
Okay,
We'll send it off to the ABC.
okay, thank you.
Thank you for attending. Good night.
All right, good night.
Okay, the next agenda item is a continued hearing for change of officers, directors, LLC members for Texas Roadhouse Holdings, 12 Mall Street. Namako, do you know of any input that we've had from the public on this change of officers, directors, and LLC managers for Texas Roadhouse Holdings since the previous meeting?
No, sir.
No? Good. I make a motion to approve the change, or ratify actually the change of managers, which has already been approved by the ABCC at the state level. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
yes,
Commissioner Espinosa,
Yes.
Commissioner Siciliano,
Yes.
Commissioner Signatory, yes. Thank you very much, Attorney Upton.
All right, thank you very much. Happy New Year, everyone.
You
Happy
too.
New Year to you too.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, now moving right along, we will launch into our late renewals so we can get them all off to Boston. Do we have somebody for the beer and wine package store, 7-Eleven?
Yes, good evening. Mark Borenstein, representative for Petrogas Group, New England LLC.
Are you their attorney?
Yes, I'm their attorney. Yep, and a proud alum of Western New England, right up the street on Wilbraham Road. So I know the area well, and I think it's the establishment has been in operation for 2.5 years. It's been a great success for the establishment. If you've had the opportunity to visit the establishment, it's a top-notch establishment, and they desire to continue to operate their Section 15 off-premises beer and wine license.
What happened with the renewal, Attorney Bornstein?
Due to COVID, we had to overnight the application. It was overnighted on November 30th. And it arrived on December 1st. And so we were half a day late, unfortunately.
Yes, you were. Okay, so Normally, for all of those attorneys and licensees attending, this is a painful process because we have this meeting, this very special meeting at the end of December for licensees who have, for one reason or another, not submitted their applications timely. And then in pre-COVID days, they would have to take them to Boston and have the ABCC stamp them approved and return back to Springfield in time for the License Commission to issue the new license for the new year. My understanding, and Namako, correct me if I'm speaking out of turn, but from Anna's information, or yours maybe, this year the ABCC is making an exception to that and allowing the license application to be emailed to them, and they will email back an approval to the license board, and then the license can be issued locally. So it's going to save everybody a trip to Boston. So under the circumstances, we have had no violations for the 7-Eleven, which in a package store would usually be a selling to minors. And Attorney Ornstein, is Lisa Champney still the manager of record there? Yes? Okay. So there are no changes to the license premises or the license, and it was just taken a day late. Commissioners, do we have any questions?
No.
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 Okay. I would make a motion then to approve a new late renewal beer and wine package store license for 7-Eleven, 1830 Wilbraham Road. Lisa Champney, manager of record. Do we hear a second?
Second.
Okay, attorney, I promoted you again. Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa,
Yes.
Commissioner Siciliano,
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes. Okay, I don't know what you have to do, Attorney Bornstein, or to get this set up tomorrow to email to the License Commission, to the ABCC. But if you call the commission office in the morning, the license has been approved locally, and they'll probably give you instructions on how to get that to the ABCC and back.
Excellent. Just for the record, I did speak to Ms. Nieves in the
Okay.
License Commission previously. She indicated that she was going to be sending all the applications directly to the ABCC, but I will coordinate with her just to confirm that tomorrow to see if there's anything that we need to do on our end.
Did she tell you that you need to come to City Hall to get the approved license?
Before the ABCC?
After the ABCC approves it? Because she
Um,
hasn't yet issued you your 2021 license, so you need that, right?
Yeah, of course. So I would imagine that the manager of record who's based out of Springfield will be the one to pick up the license.
Okay,
So, but I appreciate that input.
great. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night. Okay. Next agenda item is a new late renewal for the Marconi Club. Is someone present from the Marconi Club?
Yes, Stephen Beam, Vice President.
Okay. Your screen says Brett Beam. You are Stephen Beam?
Yes,
Sir?
Stephen Beam.
Stephen, okay. Namako, the screen says Brett. So I just want to, you logging in under someone else's account on Zoom?
Yes.
Yes, sorry about that. It's my first Zoom meeting.
Yeah. You have a coach there on the side? I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, thanks.
Okay, so, Mr., you are, what is your position with Marconi Club?
I'm the Vice President, sir.
Vice President, okay. Is William Delude still your manager of record?
He won't be. The manager record will be me. I filled out the new paperwork with my name on it as the bar manager.
So you're gonna have to come in for a change of manager. Did they tell you that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna see you back for a change of manager to you. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, Okay.
Yes.
And what happened with your license application? Why did we get it late?
There was, the previous manager had some help in November. There was some miscommunication between him and myself. I thought we had till the end of December to get it filed. That's the reason why we were late with it.
All right, okay. Any correspondence from the License Commission should be opened and addressed immediately. And if you don't understand it, you can call the License Commission office and they will tell you what it's all about. So usually it's something that needs to be acted on quickly. All right? Okay. Commissioners, we have a new late renewal for an all alcohol license for Marconi Club. And we will soon be seeing a new manager of record as well. And as we see occasionally with these clubs, where basically volunteers running the place, there's lack of communication on what needs to be done with these applications. So does anybody have any questions for the Marconi Club?
No.
All right.
Nope.
I would then make a motion to approve a petition for a new late renewal for an all alcohol club license for the Marconi Club, 89 Parallel Street. And soon to be submitted a change of manager to Mr. Beam as the manager of record. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa,
Yes.
Commissioner Siciliano,
Yes.
Commissioner Secretary, yes. Okay. Mr. Bean, the application has been approved. Have you been in communication with the License Commission office as to what you have to do to get your license for 2021?
Yes, I've been in contact with Anna. I believe I've got everything I need, but I'll follow up with her tomorrow.
All right. She'll be emailing them to the ABCC, and then she'll get the approvals back, but you're still going to need
Okay.
your piece of paper for 2021, your license for 2021. And that's the question for her, how you're going to get that. So I
Okay.
would imagine once she gets the approvals back, she will print the license, and then someone can come in and get it. I don't know if there'll be time to mail it at time if you want to have a New Year's Eve party past midnight. So that's the question to ask Anna. All right. Okay. You've been approved and you're off to the ABCC tomorrow. Thank you for attending.
Thank you. Happy New Year, everyone. Thank
Oh, you too. Good night.
Happy New Year.
Okay. Next, we have a new late renewal for the Panorama Restaurant. Is there someone here present for that? I don't see anybody. I'll move on. Hopefully they'll show up. Next item is a new late renewal for the John Boyle O'Reilly Club. Attorney Shea.
Good evening.
Good evening. What happened, Attorney Shea?
Well, two things happened. Essentially, with COVID, we were shut down. We shut ourselves down right at the beginning of March, right before our busy season. Attempted to do some outdoor things during the summer, and of course, shut down. Many meetings were canceled, both our general membership meetings and our board meetings. And then it became that one of the people on the board who many times, my understanding, would oversee this, had a new job, which included a lot of travel. So everybody thought somebody else had the paperwork, it worked it, but nobody delivered it. Nobody followed through. Until about 2 weeks ago, I was made aware. So I've been scrambling for the past 2 weeks. And for a short period, I was quarantined with a potential COVID exposure, which turned out to be negative.
Oh,
But
thank you. Thank God that happened, right? Okay.
and it was merely trying to make a deposit at a bank that got me that.
Oh, wow. Wow. Put the money under the mattress. You won't have that problem.
A drive up from now on.
Okay. Now, Attorney Shea, we still have a manager of record of Matthew Keating. Is he still the manager of record there?
No, we do have a petition that will be resubmitted. Again, I thought that was done earlier in the year. It will be Brian Christofori. And I believe that's in with some of the application that we have with Corey record and so forth. So we're doing all that. I know we'll have to come back formally before the commission for him.
Do you have change of officers there too?
Yes, there will be a change of officers come January 1.
Okay,
So
so you can do all that in one application?
Yes, I will.
Okay, great. Okay, commissioners, any questions for the John Boyle O'Reilly Club Attorney Shea about this application?
No.
No,
Okay, good. Just, again, with a volunteer group, failure to communicate. So I will make a motion then to approve a petition for a new late renewal for an all alcohol club license for the John Boyle O'Reilly Club located at 33 Progress Street. A current manager of record is Matthew Keating, but a new manager of record application will be submitted shortly. Do I hear a second?
Second.
second,
Commissioner Cade,
yes,
Commissioner Espinosa,
Yes.
Commissioner Siciliano,
Yes.
Commissioner Signatory, yes. Okay, Dan, you've been approved, and Anna will be emailing those tomorrow, and just need to be in contact as to how to obtain the 2021 license.
As soon as the license is in, I'll run the few blocks over to grab it.
Okay, and we'll see you shortly for the change of officers and change of manager.
Okay.
Okay, thank
Thank you
you.
all very much. Have a good New
Happy
Year.
New Year. Good night.
Night.
Okay, moving right along here. I have a new late renewal for Barkaya. Is somebody present from Barkaya?
Yes,
Yes. And is that somebody, Mr. McKiernan?
Chris McKiernan, yes.
Okay. Namako, the Barkaya attendee is the manager of record, Christopher McKiernan.
All right, thank you.
All right, so, Mr. McKiernan, what happened with your application?
Just trying to survive as a restaurant on Worthington Street, and I was trying to gather all the pieces that I needed. I didn't realize I could submit incomplete applications, waiting on new insurance and this and that. So once I had everything, she indicated that I could have turned it in. I should have called, blah blah blah. But then I was told about this process, so here I am.
And here you are. Okay. Yes, we had another licensee who we approved at a previous meeting who was waiting for something from the health department. And other than that, their application, all of their information was complete and ready to submit. They were just waiting for that one piece. So we approved the acceptance of the application, even though it was late, pending that piece of information from the health department to be submitted. So if you have most of your stuff together, you can submit your application. At least that part, most of it is in, and then we'll approve it pending the receipt of the rest of the information, just as a reference for the future. So, does
Gotcha. Thank you.
any of the commissioners have a question for Mr. McKiernan of
No.
Barkaya? No. All right. I would then make a motion to approve a new late renewal for an all alcohol restaurant license for Barkaya, 278 Worthington Street. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Mr. McKiernan, you are the owner as well as the manager of record, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So, Commissioner Cade,
yes,
Commissioner Espinosa,
Yes.
Commissioner Siciliano,
Yes.
Commissioner Signatory, yes. Okay, you've been approved, Mr. McKiernan, and Anna will send this off to the ABCC tomorrow, and hopefully you'll get your approval and your new license for 2021 before New Year's. But
I appreciate it.
You want to contact Anna and make sure that you get it, before New Year's Eve.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, thank you for coming.
Have a good night.
All right. And I'm running out of licensees. We have a licensee named David. What are you here for, sir?
Actually,
Oh, it's Dave Sanborn. Oh my goodness. I didn't recognize is that a beard? A goatee?
yes,
Look
yes.
at you. Oh.
I gave Chris McKiernan some assistance with parts of his renewal application. But let me take this opportunity to thank you and the members of the board for holding this special meeting to accommodate us who were late.
Well,
Thank
I've
you.
been doing this for like 18 years now, and we've never had a year without somebody being late. So
I'm sure.
sometimes more than others. This year's a lot, but sometimes we only had one licensee do it twice, and it almost ended up in a divorce. Yeah. So you have anything else to tell us, Attorney Sanborn?
No, thank you.
All right. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, so we had one licensee that did not appear. Is that correct? That was Panorama.
Mhm.
Everybody else showed up. I'm not sure what to do about that. We've never had anybody not show up for their late renewal, and we do want to see a representative from the business, usually an attorney and or the manager of record. So I don't know what to do. Namako, you might want to run this by Alicia tomorrow and tell her the licensee failed to appear. And I'll make a motion now to continue this item to the next hearing. I hate to see them out of the water for New Year's Eve if they're planning a function, but I don't know what else to do since they didn't show up for the hearing. There may have been a miscommunication about the day, but all the other licensees showed up. So I don't know. That's all I can say is I don't know what to do because they're not here. So I will make a motion to continue the new late renewal for, let's see, the Panorama Restaurant, 711 Dwight Street to the commission's next hearing in January. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa,
Yes.
Commissioner Siciliano,
Yes.
Commissioner Signatory, yes. Okay, so we've continued that to January, and I hope that they don't have a big function planned for New Year's. That's all. All right. Now, the last item on our agenda is the pre-hearing conference for Malacone, which we continued from the last hearing. And do we have a city attorney representing us tonight?
I'm the only person here, I think.
Are you the city attorney representing the Board of License Commissioners in Mako?
Not yet. At the moment, I'm just a paralegal.
Okay, so
All right.
and we don't have our police officer. I don't know where he is.
Very.
So Attorney Hagan, did you reach out to Attorney Moore?
I did, Mr. Chairman, send an email over, but I haven't heard back. So I did contact him by email.
Namako, do you know if Tom Moore was scheduled to appear tonight to represent the city?
Honestly speaking, I messaged him this morning, and then he wasn't able to get back to me on that particular subject as to whether or not he was scheduled to appear.
Oh.
But yeah.
Okay, since there's nobody to represent us, I would suggest we have to continue this again. And I'll be back in the office next week, and Barry and our police officer can sit in my office with me at the next hearing. So we'll at least have our police officer who can confirm the details of the police report, but we'll need a city attorney to represent us. So I would make a motion to continue this hearing again to the first meeting in January and hope that we have our police officer and our attorney joining us at that hearing. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa,
Yes.
Commissioner Siciliano,
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes. Sorry, Attorney Hagan, but we're gonna have to continue again due to lack of police officer and lack of attorney for us. So
No problem, Mr. Chairman.
we will see you in a few weeks, I guess.
Okay, very good.
Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. All right. Is there anything else tonight? No? I make a motion to adjourn. Then do I hear a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa,
Yes.
Commissioner Siciliano.
Yes.
Yes, Commissioner Signature, yes.
Peter,
Yes, sir.
I think there is one new business.
Oh, there is. Oh, all right. Let's see. New business. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm sorry. The mayor has asked us to consider extending there was some confusion between the treasurer's office and the commission office over what licensees were being tax certified. And those the treasurer's office was under the assumption that it was all common victualers, whether they had a liquor license or not. And as we know, it wasn't. It was only the all alcohol common victualers, which were shut down by the state due to the virus. The regular common victualers were allowed to remain open. The Friendlies, the McDonald's, the Wendy's, all the small restaurants that were allowed to sell food and do takeout, and which the all alcohol common vics were not doing. So the common vic licenses, the non-alcohol common vic licenses, were not tax certified. And the treasurer's office is working on that now, and they feel they will be done by January 15th. So the mayor has asked us to approve extending the to January 15th the tax certification for the common victualler licenses. So does anybody have a problem with that?
No.
No.
Okay, I would make a motion that to approve the mayor's request to extend the tax certification for the non-alcohol common victualler licenses to January 15th. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, find my agenda again. And Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa,
Yes.
Commissioner Siciliano,
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes. Thank you, Namako, for pointing that out. I missed that. Now we can adjourn. So I will see everybody in January.